All right, I'll give you a real life real life example. It is from me, not from anybody else. Okay. Uh, I have, when Steve Jobs was alive, I used to always look at Steve Jobs' presentation, and I was always fascinated with that man, the icon, the legend, especially how he would unveil things. So I used to read a lot about him, and I used to study his personality. In fact, I used to even study Donald Trump. That's why I know so much about him that other people are not aware. I used to read a lot. So Steve Jobs had this one habit. Um, he would launch products. He would launch products or new concepts, but he would never take like he would never conduct a poll like what is it that you're looking for the next product. He would never conduct a poll. He would never take permission. He would never ask anyone. In fact, if he did ask you a suggestion, it would be like, what do you think? And then he would dismiss it. In fact, if you made a useful change and it was really useful, he would even say this is garbage. And then, make them cry because they literally would spend 2 years, 3 years of their life perfecting that. And then he would say it's garbage. And later on, after a year or something, he would reintroduce the same thing in a better way and take credit for it. He was known for that. If you really dig into Steve Jobs' life, you'll come to know he was a really terrible, really terrible boss manager. He used to break people. But he was not running a popularity contest. That is why he was a visionary. Today's leaders are all kiss ass. So one of the habits that he had was he would never take people's opinion. In fact, if you can Google search and see, never ever ever in his tenure did he ever take a poll. Did he ever ask people, what is the next feature you're looking for? Okay, music? Fine, we'll incorporate music. Do you think this feature is good or not good? Even if something that he made was not good, he would never take a poll. And somehow this idea resonated with me. Kind of hit me in the head like, oh, never took a poll, he never asked. That is why in my life, so many of my decisions and steps that I've taken have rather shocked people. Like, for example, very simple one. You see these tattoos on my face, right? On my body. You see all that? Yeah. Tell me, imagine a young man with no tattoo, suit and tie, comes to you and tells you, I have an idea. I'm going to tattoo my entire body, chest and legs and hands and everything. And then I'll tattoo my neck, and finally I'll tattoo my whole face and head. Can you think of a single sane human being who would say, yeah, that's a great idea, man. Fantastic. Fantastic. Obviously, nobody. In fact, people thought I was mad. Even today, many of my old-time relatives look at me and laugh. Charana kame. They would say like, 25 paisa is... And they're right. They're not wrong because obviously this is not normal. And I don't recommend it, neither do I justify it. Okay. Lucky for me, this crazy stunt I pulled didn't backfire. I can assure you this much, 99.9% or 999% of the people, had they done this, your careers would have been destroyed. My case, it didn't. I just got lucky, I'm being honest with you. But the point is, I never asked anyone. And when I did the tattoos, everyone started actually keeping away from me. They were ashamed and they're like, ugh, don't want to associate with this mad guy. When, I was normal like all of them, no tattoos and winning big stuff. Everyone wanted, hey, I know Loy, oh, Loy is our guy, Loy is our member of our speaking club. But obviously during bad times, nobody wants Loy. He's gone mad here. They don't. Just like Indians, when India wins a cricket match, India, we are Indians, we won. But when they lose, it's never not we lost. Uh, Bastards, they lost. They, same way these people. So I never asked anyone. But now, because of this, there were some decisions which were really, I would say, painful. Do I regret some of them? Yes. Like dropping out of, school, college. I wish honestly, sometimes I wish, hey, if I'd been a doctor or a PhD. But I know for a fact, given my ADHD, I can never study. But this was like a pipe dream. Or let's say, I wish I'd never taken steroids when I was young. But then, given the fact that I love attention, I know that it would not been possible. I wasted so many years doing the wrong things, from my career to my brand to investing into courses, books with fake coaches, fake gurus. It's a huge sum of money, huge. Even today, when I purchase some things, realize shit, made a mistake. I don't need this. Like that uh, DJI Osmo. I purchased that. I used it for one day, and I realized shit, it's a mistake, and I couldn't return it. I ended up selling it many months later. Sold it at a terrible loss, horrible loss. So there are things I make mistakes. But now the main question is, so what am I trying to tell you? Am I trying to tell you you should take advice or you shouldn't take advice? Here's my answer. Where it came to me, my parents, my relatives, my friends, that circle that I had, their level was still here, whether financially, whether, say, travel, whether world experiences, whether success, corporate, anything, their level was here. So now, if I aspired to reach here, do you think these people would know what it took? No. They were here and they lived here and their reality was here. For them, everything revolved around this Mangalore and Jesus and Bible, and you pray to God and He will give you sun, moon, and stars. And they didn't know anything. In fact, they didn't even know how to operate the internet when it came out. Hotmail, nothing. Nobody knew. Okay. So if they are here and I'm asking them how to reach here, or my goals are here, whatever advice they give is limited to this. So now, if I want to reach here, I need to speak to someone who has reached here. So if you are taking advice, if you're taking guidance and you want to take it from someone who has done it, who has reached there, and gain a perspective. Now, given the fact that they have reached there, it does not mean that they will give you the right advice. Let's say, for example, Mike O'Hearn. You can search this guy. Mike O'Hearn is 54, 55 years old. He's built like huge, massive. But he claims he has never taken steroids. In fact, if you ask The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, do you take steroids? He'll say, he'll just walk out of the interview. He'll be like, are you nuts? He'll be very angry. Everyone knows that they take. Everyone knows. It's a simple common sense. But people like to believe, like film actors and actresses, whether it's Shah Rukh Khan, whether it's Amir Khan, you think they will ever admit they have done plastic surgery, or they take, any steroid, or they take any, no, never. They want to be squeaky clean, because that's the industry that we live in. Brands don't want to associate with anyone who admits the truth. So we live in a world which is like that. So these rich and successful people will never tell you the truth. They'll just give you a nice version of it. However, if you really want the truth, you need to go to someone who has the balls and the guts and the expertise with the experience to guide you. Which is why so many come to me when with controversial stuff that they can't share. I cheated on my wife, or I got caught doing this, or how do I go through loophole, or because I can't share it with others. So I'm not saying do illegal things. Okay, don't take me out of context. But then, if you cannot get someone like that, please at least do not take a poll. Do not ask people. See, even in my YouTube, when I do take a poll, the reason why I take is not because, oh, what they say I will do. Like some of the advice people have given, Loy, improve your production quality, get a team, get content writers to write for you, research the topic, travel, and you know, take help of a SEO company. All those advice, they are right. They're well intentioned. Doesn't suit me. And it's not that I don't know about this. But the reason why I take a poll is not just for engagement, by the way. It's not like I put a poll and their engagement, fuck them. No. I go through all the points. That is why if you see every comment, like and heart, good, bad, ugly. The reason being is maybe there's a possibility, one idea, if I implement it, it can change my life. Uh, when will I get it or by whom? I don't know. Sometimes even a small kid can tell me. Like, for example, one of the good ideas that a kid told me from India was Quora. I never knew about Quora.com. Never. Did that help me? Yeah. It helped me a little bit. But it was great. And this I got it from a kid in India. I never knew that. So, the concluding message that I can give you is, one is, the best thing is don't take advice from your family, friends, relatives, all that. Listen to what they have to say, but they are not qualified to. That is number one. Second is, if you are going to take, and you have to take it from someone who you know will tell you what you need to know, who has experience and expertise. Like asking someone who has never taken steroids, asking him about the impact of steroids. They're going to a doctor. Doctor will say, oh, as per the book, it is blah, blah, blah. Or, I operated this patient, he had a heart attack, he took steroids. No, that's not right. But last, if not the least, okay, if you are lost and you can't afford a mentor, you can't afford someone professional, don't ask at least the people in your surroundings. Ask someone who is at least somewhat accomplished, at least elder than you, far more accomplished, so you will get a perspective. May not be the right advice. Overall, what I want to tell you is, if a guy like Steve Jobs never took any advice, even though his company was nearly bankrupt, and he paid the price for it, forget Steve Jobs, a guy like me, I made so many mistakes. I took the decision by myself because the advice, when I listened to other people, it was crap. My second marriage, advice from a well-intentioned mentor of mine, very successful, wrong. He also wanted me to believe in Jesus, Holy Spirit, and God. Even my other mentor, Murad, he was totally opposite of me. He would not have told me to become like him, but he knew that I would never be like him, and he accepted the fact. But had he said it, do you think it'd work? Like, I've even put people who are well-intentioned, multimillionaires rich, they wanted me to convert to Islam and read the Quran and become a Muslim. You think that's good advice? If you're a Muslim, you'll say, yeah, that's great advice. But how is it going to help me? Just believing, faith. So, whatever advice you take will be limited to your knowledge. Whatever advice anyone gives you is limited to theirs. So if you're taking and you want to do your research and all that, fine. Internet has good, bad, ugly, which will be impacted by your bias. Always take from either someone who you genuinely know will give it to you on your face as the experience and expertise, or take from someone who is at least far more levels higher than you. Otherwise, you are just going to shoot yourself in the foot. This is that one lesson I learned from Steve Jobs, which I still apply to this day. That is why, good, bad, ugly, I'll make the mistakes. Take suggestions, opinions, fine. But I'm not going to do something based on popularity vote. That is why cryptocurrencies, when it was viral, I never spoke about it. Like changing my entire channel to only cryptocurrencies, or if I knew that something is trending, I'm not going to only speak about that. I'll just make one video, that's it. Anyway, you let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. This is me signing off. Chal.